What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Juggernaut097 bringing you guys another Juggernaut retro review. And through the rest of the month of July and August, I'm going to be reviewing every WWE Summerslam installment. And this SummerSlam that we're going to be reviewing today is SummerSlam 1989. And this show was held from East Rutherford, New Jersey, at the Braden Byron Arena or something like that. It was something like that, but I know it was from East Rutherford, New Jersey, which the prior year it was at Madison Square Garden in New York City. So, you know, they liked staying around East during this time. But yeah. Before we get started with this review, though, go follow me on all my social media platforms. Go follow me on Twitter at TheTrueJSB. Go follow me on Instagram, TheTrueJSB, and go add me on Snapchat, TheTrueJSB1. And also, if you guys are wondering why I haven't been, uploading these Juggernaut retro reviews, it's because I just got me a new laptop here. So if you guys hear any difference in my voice, maybe, I don't know if you guys will, but if you guys hear anything different, I got me a new laptop, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna be try to stay on that grind more, but definitely through the rest of the month of August, I'm gonna be pumping out a whole bunch of SummerSlam reviews. Even when SummerSlam 2019 is over, I'm gonna be reviewing those still. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. And we got some good things coming from my channel, having a little Juggernaut revamp. I got some different shows coming on the way. I'm going to start reviewing some Raw, SmackDowns, NXTs again. Try to get back into doing those. So, yeah, but enough wasting time. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. So, this review. So the first match I got kicked off the show was the Brainbusters, Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard with Bobby Heenan versus the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim the Angle Neidhart, which this was a tag team match. And during this time, during the late 80s, early 90s, they had a lot of tag team wrestling. Tag team wrestling was really good. It was fun to watch. But nowadays when you watch tag team wrestling, it's just WWE has so many people on their roster, so many tag teams on their roster, and they can't even put on good matches like they did, back in the day. There were a lot of tag team matches on here. But on to this match. This match was actually pretty good. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, the Brainbusters, what ended up getting the victory. And like I said in my last SummerSlam review for 1988, wrestling wasn't my, this isn't my favorite era in wrestling. The wrestling isn't that great during this time, but it's fun to watch, though. This time is really fun to watch. The wrestling isn't the greatest, but the storyline, the build-up, the character development is really good during this time in professional wrestling. That's what mainly they tried to get over during this time. That's what I feel. But yeah, this was a good match. Fun, enjoyable match. Nothing that you have to go out of the way and watch. But Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard won. They beat the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim the Angle Neidhart. Good match. There's not much else to say about this. And let's go on to the next match. Next match we had was Dusty Rhodes versus the Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. Good match here. R.I.P. Dusty Rhodes. Always be missed. It's good watching these old Dusty Rhodes matches. I love, going to watch. I love watching Dusty Rhodes wrestle. Just his character. His character was kind of, stupid, the whole son of a plumber. That whole character was dumb. But he made the best out of it. And I guess maybe why he got this character, because, when he came over from WCW, they got okay, we're going to have him have that character, punish him a little bit because, he was in WCW. And on the other hand, Honky Tonk Man, I wouldn't, he was an alright wrestler. I wouldn't say he's underrated. I mean, I was never the biggest fan of him. I mean, he's alright. But this was actually a pretty decent match. I didn't expect it to go as long as it did. It went about like 9 minutes. Alright match here. I mean, there's really nothing else to say about it. I mean, like I said, my mind will be kind of a little fuzzy right now on some of these matches because I watched this pay-per-view a couple days ago, so I don't remember exactly everything that happened on this show. So, yeah, if I don't remember everything, then I'm sorry. And then the next match we have is Mr. Perfect versus the Red Rooster. Mr. Perfect, he is one I am a huge fan of Mr. Perfect. Like, I like going back and watching his old matches. And Red Rooster, he's a jobber. I mean, he's basically just a jobber. I don't know who came up with his gimmick, but that was a stupid gimmick, like a childish gimmick. This was a very short match. I mean, Mr. Perfect, he hit the perfect plex to get to 1, 2, 3 in this match. I mean, they were just pushing this, getting ready to push Mr. Perfect to the moon here. And I mean, this was a very, very forgettable match. But I'm happy that Mr. Perfect won the match. And then the next match we had was a 6-man tag team match. We had the Fabulous Rougeaus, Jacques Rougeau and Raymond Rougeau, and Rick Martel versus... Oh, no. With Jimmy Hart and Slick, which a lot of these managers, they pulled double duty, triple duty, how much ever duty. They went out there and managed. It feels like the whole roster. Like Jimmy Hart, it feels like he managed like everybody. I mean, he managed Honky Tonk Man. Who else did he manage on here? I mean, he managed, the Fabulous... Was it the Fabulous Rougeaus? I can't remember. But, I mean, it feels like he managed everybody. And it feels like we were seeing more tonight. Would we? Nah. He only performed double duty there. But yeah, they faced the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels and Tito Santana. This was a pretty good 6-man tag team match, really fun. I'm a big fan of Shawn Michaels. If you guys don't know, Shawn Michaels is my favorite professional wrestler of all times. And this was a really fun tag team match. Of course, Jock and, the Fabulous Rougeaus and Rick Martel were the heels. It's a fun tag team match. Really enjoyable. Like, a lot of the show was really fun to watch. Like, nothing great, but it's just a fun, enjoyable show to watch. And this was a fun match here. We had some mayhem breakout towards the end. Like all 6 guys getting in the ring. Feels like the manager was going to get involved, but this was fun though. I don't remember the whole finish of the match, but it was good though. I like it. And then the next match we had was the Ultimate Warrior versus Rick Rude with Bobby Heenan for the Intercontinental Championship, which Rick Rude was the Intercontinental Champion at this time. And these guys have been feuding like ever since the Rumble of that year. And then they went, Warrior won that Rumble. And then Rick Rude won. He cheated at WrestleMania to win the IC title. And, Warrior was on chase mode at this time to get the title back, which he would end up beating Rick Rude in this match. And prior to this year, in 1988, Warrior won the IC title. It was against... Who was it against? Was it the Honky Tonk Man? I think it was the Honky Tonk Man. He ended up being the Honky Tonk Man the 1988 SummerSlam. So, deja vu happened again. Well, I mean, it wasn't against Honky Tonk Man, but he beat Rick Rude here. And this was actually, I feel like, one of the best Ultimate Warrior matches. Like, Ultimate Warrior, he doesn't really have the greatest matches. A lot of his matches are squash matches. But this was a pretty decent match here. I liked it. Rick Rude, he was I think Rick Rude was a very underrated wrestler, to be honest. Like, he should have been world champion in WWE, but I don't know. Like, he just had that whole physique about him, how cocky he is, and all the ladies like him, all the men hate him. I mean, Rick Rude, he's good up there, and this was a pretty decent match. And Warrior would end up winning here. He had this splash on him. And oh yeah, who got involved in this? It was excuse me. It was Roddy Piper that got involved. He costed Rick Rude his title. He came out, flashed him with the ass, and Rick Rude was pissed off. He was mad, and then Warrior hit a German suplex in the corner, and then hit his splash. 1, 2, 3, new IC champion, the Ultimate Warrior. So yeah, like I said, a really good match, and rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. And I wish he would have had a lot better matches, but this was probably one of his best matches, though. Like, and that's not saying very much because he's had some good matches. I mean, he had good matches against Hulk Hogan, and people like that. But his Hogan matches, did he face Piper? I'm not sure, but yeah, good matchup. Next match we had was another 6-man tag team match. We had was Demolition Axis match, and King Duggan versus Andre the Giant and the Twin Towers, Akeem and Big Boss Man, which I'm sure Akeem was Earthquake, which that's a stupid gimmick. I mean, I feel bad for Akeem. And Big Boss Man, just think, 10 years later, he would be a part of the, not the Nation Domination. What was it? The Ministry Darkness, like a whole complete character change. Crazy. And of course, we have Bobby Heenan and Slick out here managing Andre the Giant and the Twin Towers. This wasn't as good as the first 6-man tag team match we saw earlier in the night. I mean, very, very limited. I mean, this was the tail end of, Andre the Giant's career. He was just in bad shape at this time. He was not in good shape. But Demolition the King Duggan, or Hacksaw Jim Duggan, which I like how they had him wear that kind of like the Demolition mask, and then he had his face painted with the American flag on it, which I like. That was really cool, really awesome there, USA. But back to the match. This match was very, very forgettable, to be honest. I mean, like I said, very limited what these big guys could do in the ring. But I'm happy that Demolition and Hacksaw Jim Duggan won this match. And the next match we had was Greg Valentine with Jimmy Hart versus Hercules. I do not remember much of this match. I remember there was this one ring announcer. He was a special guest ring announcer. Shoot, what was his name? I can't remember off the top of my head, but he did not like Greg Valentine. But yeah, Greg Valentine would end up getting the victory in like 3 minutes. Yeah, very, very pointless match here. So, next match we have is Ted DiBiase with Virgil versus Jimmy Snuka, and Ted DiBiase will end up getting the victory by a count out. Another pointless match, to be honest, on here. I mean, terrible, terrible match here. And, of course, by count out, so, you expect it to be bad. And I hate when matches end by count outs and disqualifications. I've never been the biggest fan of that. Like, I want there to be a clear-cut winner. Like, I mean, yes, it was a clear-cut winner here, but by count out, though. Terrible. And then the next match we had was the main event. We had Brutus Beefcake and Hulk Hogan with Miss Elizabeth versus Randy Savage and Zeus with Sensational Sherry in their corner. Prior to this year, we had Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage tagging up. Who did they face in 1988? Oh, they faced the Mega Powers in 1988, which was, Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant. Or no, not the Mega Powers, the Mega Bucks. Sorry, I got that confused there. But yeah, this was, alright match. I mean, Zeus came out with that movie. That Zeus movie came out that year, which I'd never seen that. I might go out of the way and watch it sometime, but this was not a very good match at all. I mean, we had Hulk Hogan trying to, do some damage on Zeus, but Zeus, he just kept no-selling. They couldn't knock him down during the match. Bruce Beefcake, I mean, he did some alright stuff in there. And if it wasn't for Randy Savage, this match would have been a lot worse, in my opinion. This match would have been bad. Would not have been good. But towards the end, finally, Hulk Hogan finally got to body slam Zeus. Finally took him down off his feet, body slammed him, hit him with the leg drop during the match. That was good. But yeah, Bruce Beefcake and Hulk Hogan will end up winning when there was a purse that got thrown into the ring. It was Sensational Sherry's purse. So when the referee wasn't looking, Hulk Hogan hit Zeus with that to get to 1, 2, 3. It's weird to seeing a face use weapon to get the victory. Like you would think they would be the heels, but of course Hulk Hogan wasn't the heel. And this was just like another normal Hulk Hogan match, just like a normal John Cena match. Hulk Hogan did his comeback. And got the win, and the fans were all happy. I mean, this was a decent match, but if it wasn't for Randy Savage in this match, like I said, would have been a lot worse because Randy Savage really held his own for basically all of these guys. I mean, Zeus, he's not a professional by any means, but yeah, that was my SummerSlam 1989 review. If you guys all enjoyed this review, please smash that subscribe button. I know this wasn't a very informal review, but yeah, smash that subscribe button if you guys enjoyed. And this is Juggernaut saying peace out, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. We'll probably be reviewing the 1990 SummerSlam. I'll probably review that tomorrow. Review that, and then Thursday I'm going to probably try to get out 1991, and then I gotta do 92 and all those, so on and so forth. But the ones I've already done were 2014 and 1988. But yeah, finally, this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. See you guys later.